Oh yeah. What's up, history buffs? My name is History Fat, and welcome to The Monster Inside. Now, I saw this game. It was free on Steam. It is an audiovisual novella. It's like a new. It's also like a noir. It's a noir audiovisual novella. You are, all I know, it's like you're a beat cop back in New York and trying to get some stuff done. Anyway, let's just get started. I heard this game isn't very long. Like I said, it is free, so go ahead and check it out. The Monster Inside. My head pounding, ears still ringing slightly. Some of the worst nightmares I had in years left me feeling like I'd been punched in the jaw. But just like any other day, I dragged myself to the office. Oh, that's cool. Just look at that. There was another notice on the door from Mayor Vanetti's office. Permits out of date. They didn't like me much and they were trying to drown me in paperwork. I don't know what voice that is. It was a slow month. Weeks since I'd had any real case to work on. So I passed the time pacing the office, smoking and staring at the mirror in the corner. Safely covered with an old bedsheet. Oh, this thing right here. Okay. Why you got that covered, huh? You don't like what you see in there? I don't dare look at my own reflection. I'm not too afraid of what I might see. Afraid someday I might have to face what I really am. The girl came in so quietly I nearly choked on my cigarette. The girl, mister, please, you gotta help me, mister. Whoa, calm down now, sit and talk slow. Yeah, what can I help you with? You ever hear of knocking first? Let's do the first one. Okay, thanks. It's just, no one will listen to me. Oh, just listen to that music. So awesome. Just tell me your tale. I'm listening. She eyed me with just a dash of suspicion as I tossed back a handful of pills and chased them with a swig of whiskey. I could tell this might take a while. Her name was Lily. She told me she was his mistress, the man all over the newspapers, the infamous banker, Mr. Reginald Farnsworth. Professor Farnsworth? Good news, everyone! Mr. Farnsworth was a drunk, a philanthropic bastard. But this gal seemed generally concerned that he had recently gone missing. Less concerned about the fact that Mr. Farnsworth's wife had just turned up dead in Central Park 2 nights ago. You don't understand. He just couldn't have done it. He hated his wife, but he couldn't have killed her? Everyone thinks it was him, and no one believes me. He's got to be in trouble. Ain't saying I believe you, but what makes you think he's in danger? Case looks pretty simple to me. Let's do the first one. Well, Mr. Jack. You could just call me Jack. Jack, whoever did that to his wife must have been the one who took him. He would have never left without me. He promised me. I'm sure Mr. Farnsworth promised this poor girl a lot of things. Please, the cops won't listen to me, and they want to bring him in on charges. You gotta prove it wasn't him before they find him. Honestly, I doubt they're in too much of a hurry. Farnsworth had practically the entire police force in his deep pockets. Probably why they hadn't found much yet. If they find him and bring him in, words, hard. If they find him and brought him in, it would due to public pressure. It would be due to public pressure. Sometimes a mob with pitchforks is more dangerous than one man with money. You've got my curiosity, but you might not like what I find. I can help you. I'll do the first one. Oh, thank you, Mr. Jack. Thank you. But please, be careful. I don't think this was just any murder or kidnapper. I think it was a beast.
Like an actual beast?
Beast. The word struck me funny, like when you jaw your elbow on a hard corner. Oh, just thinking about that hurts, man. Oh. Not a word many use these days, except in hushed whispers and bedtime stories for children. Oh, they were real enough, all right. They just got better at hiding, controlling their unseemly urges. But I hadn't seen any monsters in nearly 15 years, back when I was still a cop myself.
Like a real monster, or do you mean like a monster as in a bad person? Like a really terrible person?
Well, that's definitely an interesting theory. I can help you. We'll get to the bottom of this now. We'll get to the bottom of it. Don't worry now. Leave the detective work to me. Let's not jump to conclusions here. I just have a feeling about it. Something tells me you can get to the bottom of it. You're good at this sort of thing. Sure. Can't you see how busy I am with these cases? I replied a little too harshly. Sarcasm wasn't my strong suit. I reassured her some more and sent her on her way. I didn't want to scare her, but I warned her before she left to keep her doors locked and call me if she sees anything suspicious. I didn't know if she was in any danger herself, but better safe than sorry. That night, I made my way down to Central Park. It was a long shot, but maybe there was something there the cops had missed.
Next chapter.
The scene was already picked clean by the cops days ago, but I got a knack for finding the things others look over.
This is so cool. I just like this little art style here.
A knack. More of a symptom of a condition. Other, less useful symptoms I keep in check. But for the time being, my keen senses of smell could come in handy. It was faint, but I could smell it before I even approached the police line. The scent was less of a thing and more of an emotion. Seduction. A strangely familiar smell. I expected the scent of trepidation or maybe even outright fear. Mrs. Farnsworth seemed to have been at the height of pleasure when she left this world.
Really?
Brought new meaning to crime of passion. Ha! Jokes! Jack's got them. Pushing the thought from my mind, it was time to get down to business.
Investigate the scene.
Muddy footprints everywhere. Difficult to pick out anything from the prints the cops left behind in their haste. But cops don't wear a $2,000 pair of Carquinos. Carquinos? Carquinos, I don't know what that is. It looked like Mr. Farnsworth was there that night and walked away on his own 2 feet.
Investigate the scene. Oh, the thing that's right in my face.
A burn mark on a nearby tree caught my eye. I ran my finger along its length and felt a chill down my spine. This wasn't just any burn mark, this was a mark of an ancient magic.
Magic?
It's doubtful the cops would have picked up on it. Could Lily have been right? Something unnatural was at play here.
Interesting.
But I was no stranger to the I was no stranger to the strange.
Is this so? Am I like Bigby from The Wolf Among Us? Is that what's going on?
After looking around for a while longer, I realized the park had given up all it was hiding from me. So I trudged back to my apartment, and my head hit the pillow like it was. Oh, yeah. So I trudged back to my apartment, and my head hit my pillow like it owed me money.
Next chapter.
The next morning, I was reeling from another bout of ghoulish nightmares. But I tried to hide my discomfort when I saw Lily already sitting outside my office. She waited wordlessly as I unlocked the door and ripped down another notice from the mayor's office. I motioned for her to step inside. Seemingly afraid of what I might say, she finally worked up the courage to ask. So, what'd you find? Well, I've got some good news. Mr. Farnsworth might still be alive. Not sure about the beasts, but something unnatural was at play. Might be right about monsters. Found a spells mark.
Let's do that one.
Unnatural? Well, what do you mean? How do you mean? A spells mark. Rarely seen these days, but unmistakable.
Okay, I'm a professional.
What does that mean? What about Reggie? Do you know where he might be? Found his footprints. Seemed like he got out safely. There were signs he was at the scene and slipped away. My tone of indifferent towards her as I turned and grabbed a bottle from my desk drawer. A dryness in my throat made it difficult to swallow my meds. But you don't know where he went? Do you think the news this morning is related? What news is that? Haven't you heard? Yeah, but maybe you should tell me what you know. Nope. Rough night followed by a rough morning.
I just went southern there.
They found the police chief's wife dead down by the docks. They say it happened last night. Let me guess. Chief Amato is missing too? My face might have betrayed a hint of satisfaction as she confirmed my suspicions, but it faded quickly. Amato was a shit cop and a shit chief. He was half the reason I left the force, but now his wife was dead and I had more questions than I did the day before. The gears in my head started to spin, which hasn't helped me by the splitting pain in my temples. I told Lily I need time to work, and she left silently dejected, wanting more answers than I could provide. That night, after the cops had cleared out the docks, I would slip down to see what I could uncover concerning Mrs. Amato's untimely demise.
Next chapter.
Boom, 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 boom. Cute. The cold air smelled strongly of salt and oil and could it be? That smell again. Like someone had bottled pure aerosol and used it as perfume.
I said aerosol. It's arousal. Good lord.
Pure arousal.
Oh god.
It hit me like a forgotten memory, but the essential fumes soon gave way to a rush of adrenaline. I knew exactly what the scent reminded me of, and that scared me more than not knowing. I looked down at my hands, shaking, the nightmares, the headaches.
Could I be the beast?
No. I was better now, reformed. I had to focus, no jumping to conclusions, follow the evidence.
Investigate the area.
Red Phoenix cigarettes. Same shitty brand I smoke every day. Everyone's got their vice.
There was this one over here.
There. Just there. The smallest piece of purple fabric, torn and caught in the splinter of a board. The police reporter didn't say anything about Mrs. Amato wearing purple. And it was certainly of a quality that you wouldn't expect down here. Don't see too many high society types around flaunting royal purple threads.
I am slowly changing the voice of this guy.
I pulled out my own pack of reds and lit up. I could already feel another headache coming on, but looking out over the waves seemed to help me forget. The cold helped me push down the uncomfortable thoughts that had been bubbling to the top of my brain.
Next chapter. This is fun. I love this game. And it's free. It's even better.
I honestly don't remember the walk back to the office. Apparently I spent the night in my easy chair. The air from the docks lingered on my clothes. It was still dark out. No? I checked the clock. How long had it been out? Had I really slept through the entire next day?
Uh-oh.
A newspaper was sitting under the door. As I stooped to fetch it, I nearly fell over. A wave of nausea hit me like a ton of bricks. I steadied myself and regained my composure. Before I even picked up the paper, I could already read the headline.
Breaking! Mayor missing! Wife found dead!
2 cases is a coincidence. 3 is a pattern. The cops would come by asking questions soon. They knew I had a history of antagonizing all the victims.
This isn't going good for you, Jack boy.
I stumbled to my desk and slammed back 3 days worth of inhibitor pills. I couldn't take any chances. I had to investigate the scene to be sure. I threw on my jacket and went to the door. Lily caught me off guard on the other side.
Jack, where were you off to? I've been trying to reach you all day.
I'm sorry, Lily. I don't have time to talk. I have to go. Just been busy. I'm off to see Mrs. Venetti's crime scene.
That one.
Okay, well, we need to talk when you get back. Stay safe. She gave me a soft kiss on the cheek as I rushed off. Part of me wanted to stay and tell her it would be okay, but it would be a lie.
Next chapter.
The alley was located just behind the high-rise apartments where Mayor Venetti and his wife lived. I could tell the police were spooked now. The crime scene was even sloppier than the last. They had been bothered to submit the trash into evidence, those bitches. Why wouldn't they just at least look through the dumpster? It seemed untouched. No one wants to do the dirty work. But I know how to find the good stuff. It really doesn't take long if you know what to look for. Lightweight bags usually mean someone was dumping documents. If you were lucky, they didn't bother to shred them. Jackpot. Shell companies, shady stock trades, bribes. I knew Mayor Venetti was crooked, but this was unbelievable. And there was more. Letters between Mayor Venetti and Chief Amato, talking about me. How they were trying to get me shut down. They didn't like me snooping around crime scenes all the time. Well, they weren't here to stop me snooping around this one.
Investigate the scene. Car.
Venetti's car. If he's still alive, why wouldn't he have left his... Okay. Venetti's car. If he's still alive, why wouldn't he have left in his car? It didn't make sense. I honestly wasn't too motivated to find him, but the stakes were too high, and my bet was edging towards the unthinkable. As I searched around for anything that might assure my fears, I caught the scent again.
An aerosol.
It overwhelmed my other senses with diluting pleasure. It was intoxicating. A weapon used on the weak-willed. A weapon I knew all too well, though it had been many years since I used it.
So, okay, you've talked about magic, and the first crime scene talked about she was in the peak of pleasure, and now there's this scent at every single one. Are we talking about like a succubus or something?
Was there another like me? Was I being framed? It wasn't possible, was it? I was thinking I was taking my inhibitors. I was reformed. But the nightmares, the headaches, the memory lapses. I couldn't even trust myself. I started walking back out to the alley when something shiny caught my eye. A watch. Not just any watch, though. My watch. How long had my wrist been bare? Surely I just dropped it when I first came down the alley. I checked the time just before I left the office, hadn't I? Or I had used the wall clock. I couldn't be sure. I couldn't be sure of anything. So I ran.
Uh-oh.
I don't know why I ran back to the office. The cops would probably show up any minute to knock the door down and cart me away. They would put me together before long. Maybe it would be best for everyone if I simply faced my own reflection. But Lily was still there waiting for me. Jack, what's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. My own ghost, come back to haunt me from the past. You're not making any sense, Jack. Come sit down. You don't understand. You're not safe around me. I took a good last look at her and I prepared to shove her out the door. I noticed she was wearing the same thing she had, I noticed she was wearing the same thing she had when she first came to my office 3 days ago. A beautiful purple dress. Uh-oh.
She's been playing me.
Odd that I hadn't really noticed it before, but it made her seem out of place, out of time. And it was frayed around the edges, torn in places.
Yep, she's been trying to frame me, I bet.
My chair caught my fall as my knees failed me. My chair caught my fall as my knees failed me. It was you. You're the monster. Succubus.
I was right. Succubus. Oh, Jack. We are one in the same, you and I. We are both monsters. I'm simply more honest with myself. There's no such thing as reformation. Those pills you take only make you dull. Beasts like us should never suppress our true nature as you have, incubus.
Those men were probably dead too now, I figured. She probably took them to her lair and harvested their seed. So, you've done all this just to wake me up?
You could say that, though it seemed enough just to have you doubt yourself. You believe you are still capable of such horrors, which means deep down you probably are. You can't escape it. Now I need you to complete the deed.
You took my watch, messed with my head.
Oh, don't act like I didn't do you a favor. Those men hated you and wanted you gone. And now they are gone. I mustered the strength to stand again, moving casually to the window by the corner. She was right about one thing. I was dull, weak compared to her. If I refused her and she attacked me, I was a dead man. I had to keep her talking. I never met a succubus who seduced and kills women. Oh, please, such a 14th century stereotype. I don't discriminate when it comes to the pleasures of the flesh. But I do still need an incubus. like yourself to take the tainted seed I've harvested from these awful men and plant it among the fertile masses for me. I'm tired of draining my loves just to survive. I'm ready to settle down and start a family. The maniacal laughter. I positioned myself carefully, making sure she was looking my direction. Sorry, but I'm not your guy. With a quick flick of my wrist, I whipped the old bedsheet off the corner mirror. Lily was blinded by her own reflection and sucked into the mirror with a painful, monstrous scream. Trapped. Shielding my own eyes, I pulled my revolver from my desk side drawer, aimed it at the mirror, and fired. Stupid bug. Oh, was that it? Oh, that was it. A story and programming by Tyler Owen. Art by Doug Arbrow. Oh, okay. So these are the other games they've done? Okay. Well, guys, that was The Monster Inside. Like I said, it was short. It was only about 25-26 minutes. It's free on Steam. It is, like I said, it's a noir audio visual novella. I loved it. I love these types of things. I love, especially in movies. I mean, like The Untouchables. That's probably one of my favorite movies. Guys, please check this game out. It's a treat. And it's free. So icing on the cake. Again, my name is History of Fat, and I'll see you in the next video. Boom, boom.